Well. Patrice,
Willie,
how are you?
I am great.
Good. Welcome to episode 2
Number
of
two.
our celebration of Women's Her Story Month. Patrice is the lead dog. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. She is the no. She's just my rib. Can I say that?
That sounds so appropriate.
Yeah, the other one probably didn't sound as enticing or even as flattering as you being my rib. But what we are doing is, of course, we are celebrating Women's History Month all month long. We've got two of the finest ladies around, both in spirit and in mind. I'm not going to comment on their bodies because that is not what I'm supposed to do. But that is a bad joke anyway, babe. So I hope you guys out there are ready to go. We are. We're going to get into some questions and we may laugh. Sure, that is one of the one things I love about doing these shows is the creativity that we get to put together with sound and images and graphics and all that great stuff. Patrice Ep.2, the co-host. She is, of course, the co-founder of Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions. This is Don't Jump the podcast, as powered by Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions, as well as being presented exclusively by the Shakeback Media Group. I'm ready to have some fun. Patricia,
Let's
you ready
do
to have
it.
some fun?
Let's
Do
have
it.
some
All
fun.
right.
Let's talk to these women.
Let's talk to these ladies. All right. So the first lady we are going to bring to the stage. This lady right here has such a gift of, I'm going to say she has the gift of teaching. She has the gift of being able to empower and encourage. She's actually my co-ministry leader in terms of teaching the babies at the great big ACC, Antioch Christian Church, led, of course, by Pastor NQ and Pastor T. McGill. Let's go ahead and bring Carrie Randall onto the stage. And I'm not going to really go at her too much, even though she's a Chiefs fan. Carrie, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Oh,
Carrie.
and don't come for my Chiefs. Don't come for my Chiefs. Not at all. We're not going to do it.
We may do that a little bit later. All right. And up next is look, she is the newest member of the Shakeback Media Group. She will have a podcast coming out very, very soon. I'm going to let her talk about that. She is a big time referee that does not take bribes. She does not take bribes. And as a matter of fact, she will get offended. No, I shouldn't say she will get offended. She will let you know that is not something that when people say that the games are rigged, she will tell you immediately that they're not rigged. There she is, Nicole Walker. What's up, sis? Guess what she forgot to do?
Unmute. Hi, Nicole.
You know what? And I'm so like one that want to follow instructions. I'm like, okay, he said mute. Okay, thank you so much. That was an awesome introduction. And no, I don't take bribes. And yes, I'm very offended by that.
And we're happy that you're here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. All right. Facebook for my personal page, the Shakeback Media Group, my LinkedIn page, the YouTube channel for Mafia Members Podcast, the Twitter feed Instagram TV. I see you guys out there watching. We welcome all of your comments. Any questions that you have for the ladies, bring them on in here. I already see one comment. We're going to get to that in just a second. Instagram TV, the Twitter feed for Mafia Members Podcast, and the Shakeback Media Group's Twit. Yes. Let's get it in. All right. Patrice, let's get them started.
All right, ladies. We gave you guys a few questions that we're going to entertain tonight. And I think our first question should be...
No. You already starting off wrong.
What is that?
They supposed to give a fun fact.
I haven't even said it yet.
Oh, my bad. I'm jumping the gun.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm going to be quiet now.
You have to look at the title. It is Women's Appreciation Month, right?
No, it's Women's Her Story Month.
That part too. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Get it in.
let's talk about. Okay, Willie, you wanted to say what we're talking about is a fun fact that someone may or may not know about you that you'd like to share. Carrie, what is a fun fact?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say 2. I've lived in 7 states, and I used to be a federal officer.
Oh, wow. Okay. Which was your favorite state?
Oh, that was Louisiana.
Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm a
Why?
Louisiana girl.
Why? Why
I
Louisiana?
love the culture. It's the culture. I'm sorry.
It's the people.
It is the people. That is the first state I've ever been to where you walk in and I knew absolutely nobody, but I swear I knew everybody.
Because they know
Right.
you. They make you feel at home.
And I was family.
That's right. That's right.
I
Very
mean,
good.
I'm not going to talk too bad about Louisiana. I mean, I did spend a great deal of my life there, but anyway.
You
All right.
liked it.
Well, I'm not gonna say. All right, Patrice, keep going.
All right, Nicole, what's yours? What is something little to no one knows about you?
That I'm learning Spanish.
Oh,
I'm learning. I started in high school and kind of put it down, and then so our CFO is Hispanic, and 90% of our workforce is, and so I feel like I wanted to start invested in more learning the language.
that's awesome.
So
I love that.
So, is it safe to say that when it comes to your Spanish speaking, you're at the poquito stage?
see,
That's good.
All right, Patrice, how about a fun fact about you that little to no people or little to few? You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, a few to little people know about me is that I was um on TV at least twice before I was 10 years old. I was once on a show with the guy from Family Matters. And then I was also on another show with this famous clown.
Bozo?
Yes.
homie, I was gonna say,
Oh yeah, homie the clown. Homie don't play that. Or was or what?
It could be any clown, okay? But I was there.
Maybe it was Ronald McDonald.
Could have been him too. All clowns are the same.
Yeah, they got big noses and big feet. All right. Shout out to Play Action Pod. Willie, what's up? Good evening, ladies. Appreciate you chiming in, brother. And this is my big homie right here, the fellow Raider Nation brethren, Tip Major. Good evening, beautiful peeps. That includes you too, Tip. Man, we got to get you on because we got to talk some Raider stuff, man. But anyway, moving forward. Can I give a fun fact about me?
Yeah,
sure.
what's the fact?
A fun fact that, well, a lot of people know this about me, but people may not know that's watching. My family knows. I have an affinity for freeways. It is I know it probably sounds ridiculous and kind of nerdy, but that damn it is just who I am. And we gonna roll with that. I have an affinity for and where that came from, I can tell you where it came from. When we lived in Oakland, right? All those years ago, the Bay Area and California in general is known for their freeways. And we would always take different trips around the Bay Area. And I was a nosy child and I grew into a nosy adult. So I always wanted to know where I was going and how I was getting there. So there it is. That's how it started, Patrice.
Okay. Thank you for the information. I knew you had an affinity for freeways, and signs and cities. And so that's very interesting.
Yeah. Skyscrapers, all
It's
that.
a little nerdy, but I go for it.
That's right. I mean, I am made just for you.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's go with the next question. What's the next question, Willie?
All right, the next question we have is let's go. We got a bucket list. Everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody, but most people, Carrie, have a bucket list. So for you, what's one thing on your bucket list that's totally unexpected? It could be anything from a bold career move or to a wild adventure. And some people may say that making a bold career move is a wild adventure. And if that's you, throw your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. Okay, go ahead.
So I have never made a bucket list.
See, that's why I have to
Never made
ask
a
these
bucket
things,
list.
we have to put these prerequisites in.
I know. There are some things that I wanted to do, but I've never made a bucket list. I feel like I'm a wanderlust, so I move wherever I want to. Career wise, I have no apprehension about stop, dropping, and rolling and doing something different. So this is who I am. So I'm gonna go with one thing that I really want to do is I want to go to Bali. And so while I don't have a bucket list, that is something that I want to do. I also want to go to Dubai, but I want to, when I go, I want to cruise in Dubai. I don't want to just go to Dubai. So those are kind of two of the things that I really want to do. Again, I don't have a bucket list because I mean, I live my life like it's golden. So I do what I want to do.
I love that. I love that. And I want to add to my bucket list to travel with Carrie.
Come on.
You said Bali. I think that would be great.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
I love that.
Come on.
I'm with it.
And before we get to Nicole, we can tell you from personal experience that Dubai is all that.
Okay.
It really and truly is all that. I don't know about from a cruising standpoint, but just being there, yeah, it's a vibe unlike any I've ever seen. I mean, it puts New York City to shame, in my opinion. All right, Nicole, bucket list item.
I actually have two. So
You
my
got two-
first bucket
Wait a minute,
list,
you got two buckets, or you got two bucket list items?
I have two bucket list items.
Oh, okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure.
My first bucket list item I get to do this summer is travel to Europe. So my aunt and I are taking a trip to Europe, and then we're going to train from London to France, and from France to Italy. So we're going to get to do a little traveling there. And then my second bucket list item, which is probably totally unexpected, is I want to do a mission trip.
Ah, to where? Do you know yet?
Nothing stressful, just something. We travel a lot, and so I've been to a couple of third world countries. And the coolest thing is watching the kids at the park, and they're teaching them fundamentals in basketball. And so I was like, you know what? I always get the urge, like, let me go over there and help, but I'm not from there, so I don't speak their language, so I would be a total stranger. But that's something I want to do, is actually go to a third world country and teach. Kids sports, basketball or volleyball.
That's beautiful.
You know what? That's pretty cool. The fact that, see, this is the reason why you got to rub elbows with greatness. Because when that trip manifests itself, I get the feeling that we're gonna be with you.
Yes.
creating content and doing shows from all over the world. And people out there that's watching all over the world right now understand Nicole's heart. That's what her heart is. And we need people out there with deep pockets to drop your stuff down in the comment section so we can get this thing going. All right.
Don't leave me out. I want to go too.
That's right.
Let's do
We
it.
need somebody to make sure we pass out the water.
I can teach the kids some other stuff, fun stuff. I just want to go too.
I'll be the ball boy.
The towel girl.
Wait a minute. You can't be the boy. What am I going to be?
The cameraman.
They got ball girls.
I'll be the ball girl.
All right. You can't be switching up on me like that, man. Make me have to go and think about some things.
Don't think too hard.
I know my head already hurting. All right, great stuff, ladies. And I think Carrie, now that you have heard the bucket list stuff, maybe you would think about creating a bucket list, because you just dropped about 3 things in there real quick.
They were good.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like I never thought about doing a mission trip, but I'm always about giving back. So that would be a great way to give back. I like to do it in local communities, but why not take it overseas? I'm here for it. Like, put me on the list, please.
All
Yes.
right. I'm gonna hold
Let's
you to it.
let's get our passports ready, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Patrice, what is the next question that we're going to dive into?
Let's dive into modern trailblazers. We've seen
Ooh.
incredible women. We've seen breaking barriers. And what woman or woman's story or achievement has resonated with you that you would like to share about this woman?
You have to call
So,
somebody.
Nicole, what woman do you think of when you think about a trailblazer?
I think of two. I think of Kamala Harris. Because she has that little hood in the back. You know, she's professional from 8 to 5, and at 5:01 she like, let's get it. So I love that she stands up for herself. She's not afraid to speak up and speak firmly. And look her opponent in the eye. That's one of the things that when I was growing up, that my grandmother always said, make sure you look them in the face. You want them to know that you're paying attention and make sure that they see you. And so I love that demeanor about her. And my second one is Michelle Obama. And that chick is no nonsense. She could cut you and not touch you. And when she gives a speech, everybody in there feel empowered, like it's about to go down. So I love both of them for their how they carry themselves, how they speak in public. Like when they give a speech, you know, they it's just very empowering and how well they speak. Now I do love, the little feisty Jasmine Crockett. That's my hood girl, and I'm trying to keep my language a little clean, but she's up and coming. So the younger ones, she's very relevant to the younger ones as she is to us because, before we got to where we are, we can relate to where she is.
That's
So those are my three stooges, as I call them.
I love that the Three Stooges.
It's my three
All
stooges.
wonderful women, all wonderful and empowering women. Carrie, what about you?
Okay, so mine might be a little bit different. I have two. I'm gonna start with someone people don't know, but I am, I'm more into people that I can actually touch, feel, see, reach out to, and so I actually go with my sister. She's one. She has built nonprofits. She has several businesses that she's developed. She's big at giving back into the community. It's overly empowering. It's something that our family does. So, like I said, we have a lot of different family businesses, but in our local community, I say our local community back at home, she makes great strides. It's nothing that she won't give. She'll give her last to make sure people have. And so I love what she's doing there. So I'm all about, I always say I like to buy black. I like being in the black community. So I have to give back to people that I know personally. Because I always say we pick the big wigs, but we leave the little dogs out.
Mhm.
But if I go with what would be considered a big wig, which I have one, I'm gonna go with Tabitha Brown. Just kind of looking at her story. I first, kind of got wind of her because I used to be vegan. I'm pescatarian now. But the strides that she made in that world, in that life, I was all about let me look at her videos and let me find recipes. But then when you look at where she's grown to now, it's so empowering in our community because I mean she literally started from nothing. How they say it started from the bottom, now I'm here. So she started from the bottom. Sorry. But she started in her car. I think it was as an Uber driver, with sandwiches, talking, making videos, and look at where she is now. Private jet. She has things in stores. And so for me, that's very empowering, especially when you do entrepreneurship and you're always wanting to give back to your community. You see people that, hey, if this person can do it, so can I.
Amen.
That's great. Before we move on, Carrie, you mentioned your sister, but you didn't say her name. Shout out your sister's name.
And will. Her name is Christian Randall. She's in Kansas City, Missouri. If let me pull up. This is her clothing line that I wear. So you most of the time when you see me, I have on what is considered a native shirt. She's big in shirts and socks is the thing, but yeah, she's big at pouring in entrepreneurship, bringing the Black community together. So I just love her for it. I don't do as much as I used to because I feel like this is not my community, but I'm kind of growing to it. So go, Christian.
Go, Christian. I love that.
All right. So I would like to
I
see
want to ask you.
me.
If I can, yes, I want you to talk about what woman can you think of that empowers, that you relate to in a way that you that you think is also doing what she needs to do in your eyes as a woman of empowerment. Did I catch
See,
you off guard?
poquito.
That sounds like muy poquito.
Yeah, muy poquito. Does that go together? It's going together tonight. Okay. A woman who I can resonate, who has done things that I resonate with.
What's your trailblazer?
Um, hmm. I'm gonna go with Dawn Staley, the head coach, the head basketball coach at the University of South Carolina. And the reason why I'm going with her is because um growing up, she's from Philly and she would play ball with the other up and coming prospects in the Philly area, like the late great Hank Gathers and others. But one of the reasons why I chose her is because she's feisty but professional. She's she's balanced in terms of being able to speak to a myriad of people in various audiences. When she played basketball at what school did she go to? I forgot what school she went to.
Virginia.
Virginia. When she went to school in Virginia, she was like me, a smaller point guard. She's like 5'3". And when you're that small as a point guard on a basketball court, you have to have a level of toughness because people think they can just push you around because you're small. And she is one of the more dynamic coaches, not just in women's basketball, but in all of sports, period. And the teams, the program that she has built in Columbia, South Carolina, in that state, doing what she's doing with those young ladies, turning them into productive members of society on top of being great basketball players, you can rest assured that whoever comes out of that program, they're going to do great things. And it is a direct correlation with Coach Staley.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Did I answer the question right?
You did. You did.
Mm-hmm.
And to
Now,
support your statement, you have Asia Wilson. She's signed with Nike. She just came out with her first shoe. And of course, they're doing a clothing line, A1. And then you have Aaliyah Boston,
mhm.
who's doing some commentating, doing the off season. So you have those ladies that are a pioneer, that are product of her.
Yep.
So,
Shout out to Damian Simmons on Instagram. I am Amari's dad at 925. He says the Reverend Dr. Tanya McGill came to his mind about trailblazing women. And of course, she is a good one. She's been on the show a couple times. And shout out to her and what they're doing over there in Germany. All right, Patrice, it's your turn to give us a trailblazing woman who you admire and one that resonates with you.
Okay. Well, I had a couple of names in mind. But I also want to recognize the unnamed woman, the women behind these women. A lot of times we talk about those people that's up front, but there's women in the back who's always helping another woman. The lady who doesn't want to be in the spotlight, but she's going to push you forward. She's going to encourage you. She's going to give you a word to make you feel like, okay, I can do this. You go, sis. So I want to shout out to and recognize the unnamed woman that helped the other women. as a trailblazer because they're trailblazers too.
Yeah, that's the backbone. That's the vertebrae. Can we
Right.
call them the ladies with the vertebrae? Yeah, I mean, that's important. That's very important. Okay, moving right along. Next question, Patrice. I will take this one if you don't mind. Time travel conversation. And shout out to my brother from another mother, also on Instagram TV. I see you watching Big Woe, I Am Woe podcast. Salute to you, good people. And he gives a salute. So shout out to Dwayne, the Woe Sutton. All right, time travel conversation. Nicole Walker, if you could step into a time machine and talk to your younger self, what advice or words of wisdom would you share with her? Is she frozen? Oh, she's not frozen.
I don't know. I would tell her, which is interesting. I read a book and I actually had to look in the mirror and do this. Um, you are amazing. Everything you went through is to make you who you are today. I'm sorry you had to go through it, but because you went through it, you are the Proverbs 31 woman that God designed you to be.
Glory to God. Glory to God. And that's just the thing about wisdom is the fact that nobody successes their way into success. As a matter of fact, success is just another name for a bunch of failures that happen consecutively. So that is where we are. All right, Carrie, same question.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I would tell my younger self not to conform to this world. Stand in your faith, stand in your truth, live in your truth. Be resilient, be you, love the you that you are. You'll do amazing things. Just stay the course, and whatever you go through, it will build you and make you stronger.
Indeed. Everybody can give the what is this? The strong arm salute. That's what it is. Patrice,
What would I say to my younger self? I would tell my younger self to love yourself. You're perfect just the way you are. As a younger person, I was afraid to get things wrong, afraid to step out and just in case I didn't get it right or just in case it wasn't perfect. And you know when they say you're your worst critic, I was my worst critic. I had to learn not to be so hard on myself. And because everything I did, I critiqued it every little bit and I was hard on myself. And so to my younger self, it's okay. It's okay if I make a mistake. It's okay if I don't get it just right. Everything's going to work out just the way God planned it to. And so I would tell myself, love yourself more.
hmm. The ability, the art, and the science and the gift that shows that a person is able to recognize their shortcomings and not let those shortcomings become so long over a span of time to prevent those things from happening. The thing about all of that, everything that you guys have said, is that none of us we don't see the trees while we're in the forest because the trees are so close. But when we come out on the other side in the promised land where the milk and honey flows, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
All right, Patrice, next question, please.
Next question. Every woman has faced setbacks or challenges that forced her to rise again. What's a major life challenge that you had to shake back from? And what did it teach you? And I'll start first. My shake back story would be from 2008. In 2008, I made a decision to get a divorce.
Not from me. Not from me.
To no, my first marriage, because that was hard. That was hard. Now I had to shake back from, again, really thinking that I was a failure and that my marriage didn't work. And what did I do to create this marriage that wasn't working? And so, my shake back is to that I had to remind myself that it wasn't just what I was doing or what I didn't do or how, it didn't work out. That moving forward for me and my three children was the best thing I could do for myself. And I had to shake back from the shame. Being divorced, in for me was so shameful. And I felt so responsible for it, but I had to shake that off of myself and know that that was the best thing for me and the best thing for my children and the best thing for my children's father as well, and not allow myself to feel that shame. I had to shake back from that.
Awesome. That's I don't think you've ever shared that with not well. I know you haven't shared that with me, so we're all learning together, and I appreciate that because there are some things that even the closest person to you won't say things to you out of that fear or shame that they may have experienced during that particular life experience. All right, Carrie. One, give us a shake back incident that you had to do just that from, and yeah, let's go with it.
Okay, so one thing that comes to mind for my shape back experience, when I graduated, I was from college. I have a degree in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. So I was a director of Parks and Rec. I was working on my doctorate. Um, Everything was going great. Um, but sometimes we let emotions drive us. And like you said, I told you I do what I want to do. I left what I thought was the perfect career for what I thought was a better career, only to walk into something, you always want to make the best impression. You want to reach your benchmarks. So I caught myself doing this early on in, my career with them. I was 6 months in and I was, making history with them. So I thought, only for them to come back and say, hey, we want to make this a part-time position. I don't live a part-time life. So
Mm.
I gave up a career, only to have to leave the position, try to figure out life for me. And while at the time it brought me down, I thought I would I could never get back into it. I'm never going to be where I was before. I thank God that I stepped out on faith, because I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now, and I wouldn't have grown as an adult and a professional had I not done that, because that what I thought was a setback or a shake back became a stepping stone to where I am now. And I'm in a place where I'm loving life, and it's allowed me to travel and make strides in ways that I never probably would have.
Sweet. And it's the life experiences that teach us, and they actually have a way of shielding us
It
from the
does.
things that we think that's best for us. But it just goes to show you that we should never lean on our own understanding. That's what the book that we read says.
Absolutely.
That's what it
Um,
says.
and it one of the things it did teach me though was to make sure that it's okay to step out on faith, just because it doesn't end the way you think it should, or the path may be a little bit rocky. Like you said, when you step out on faith and you hold strong to God, He's gonna guide our path no matter what. And I would have never thought that I would be in this career where I am now. And I'm probably in my third career, but this is one of the best.
Very good. Very good. All right, Nicole. Your shake back moment.
All right, these are some hard stories to follow. Um, let's see.
Somebody needs to hear it. Trust me.
All right, so my shake back moment.
I would say my sophomore year in college on a basketball scholarship. Landed, went up for a rebound, landed on my teammate's foot, bruised my bruised my ankle inside out. Swole up this big, got a purple line going through it. Didn't break it, but it bruised it pretty bad. Walked away from basketball. My family looking at me crazy, like you need a degree. I'm working at Holiday Inn in the restaurant part, and they looking at me like not saying anything. Because one thing about the women in my family, they're gonna talk about you behind your back and shake their head in your face. So you going like, I know I'm being talked about. So I picked up my pride. My foot healed. I went back to school, and I was paying for my schooling. And then I just walked in the gym, and I was like, "Hey, coach, let me get a run in with you." And he was like, "Let's go." And I did not know at the time that this is Christmas break, so the girls can play during the holidays. And so you have a team of 12 kids. I'm going like, this doesn't make sense to me yet. So what am I missing? Well, when school started in January, we went from 12 girls to 6, and I'm one of them.
Mm.
I wasn't one of the 12. So that opportunity um, basically kind of taught you how to overcome adversity. And sometimes you have to get out of your own way. And I was able to get a scholarship to a university, but also with that, leaving home for the first time, I was 22 years old when I left home,
Mm-hmm.
and going from a diverse area to an all white area. And now you got to figure that out. And because of the tools that I was given growing up, and going from being at all black situation to now being the only black in that situation, it helped me mature. It helped me overcome what we always say, black people. It being put in a predominantly white situation, going to predominantly white university at the time, taught me how to stop saying black people and start just saying, oh, this is people.
Mm.
We just say black people because that's what we relate to. And then learning how to learning a lot about, I learned a lot about black people from white people, from old white people at that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was
Interesting.
interesting, the things that they taught me for as how much black people in the slavery time really meant to white people. And so me just learning my worth and learning how to um, coexist with white people, then when it gets me to where I am today, where I am the only black person in my office, and the job I do actually shows me that because of that growth and those situations I went through, it helped me be where I am today. So just learning how to go through something and not stay in that something, and get up and say, what do you really want for yourself? I
Mm.
want better for myself. Well, then, okay, what does that look like? Because you sitting here is not going to be better. It's just going to be sitting there. And so being able to get up and say, I want to go back to school to get an education. And how am I going to pay for that? With Spalding. And then going from there to going from being on an all black situation to being the only black in the situation, and growing and developing uh, there, and learning a lot about different races and different people, and helped me value it really helped me value our race,
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't appreciate our shape, our looks, our colors. But going to a predominantly white university, I learned real fast to embrace how God made us, because that's what they want, and that's what we have. And so now I was like, you know what, God, you know what you doing? You made me, dude. Are we good?
Yeah.
So being learning how to function as a only black in an all white situation, and step with confidence, not arrogance, but confidence in who I am, I actually got and gained the respect of my professors and presidents of the university because of the way I carried myself. and was able to earn my degree. And so that's one of the things that I kind of smile about it. When you have to pick yourself and dust yourself off, you never know where you're gonna land. And to land in a situation where you're the only black,
Right.
yeah, you got to figure out real fast, which why you there and what you're gonna do with this.
Yeah, Patrice, looks like you were ready. Yeah, looks like I was just about to say like you wanted to comment on that. So go ahead and take the floor.
No, I thought that was an interesting perspective, the way you said how they are really loving on or really admiring who you are. And that was an interesting way for you to see yourself through their eyes.
Yeah, and I would like to piggyback on that because I have that same story, even all the way up to and including working at a restaurant at Holiday Inn. I did that too when I was in college. But yeah, I remember being the only person of color in my class. And I remember a few years ago, I was at a training in corporate America, and I was the only black person at the training. And it just made my mind go backwards. Like, yo, what happened all those years ago prepared me for this exact moment. And that to me was so empowering. So I think that is awesome. All right, Patrice, next question, por favor.
The next question, I want to talk about your proudest moment or your proudest accomplishment. We all have that one moment that makes us feel like we are really done something. We did it. What was your proudest accomplishment that you like to share? Let's go with Carrie.
Okay, so I'm probably going to sound really cliche, but I think that my proudest moment is raising my daughter. There's a huge backstory behind it. When she was a week from being 4, her father passed away, and so that made me, some people say, I feel like I wasn't a single mother by choice; it was by force. And so trying to bounce back from that was very hard. But now looking at who she is and all that she's accomplished, and she's only 15, but that is one of I feel like that's one of my proudest accomplishments, because I have friends that have stories and they're horror stories, and I look at life like I'm only complaining about my dishes not being washed. And so I don't have I don't know. I don't have what is considered the average teenager, I'll say. I don't have that. And so that is like just raising her and what she aspires to do and the accomplishments she's made. That's kind of, I mean, I probably have some, she would like to say I have way better accomplishments. But for me, that's huge for me because I didn't think that I would be able to do it. I really didn't. And so having her, raising her, and she's a God-fearing young lady. She empowers me to keep going. I don't go outside, but she keeps me outside. I don't, I travel as much as I do because she aspires to go places. This is what she wants to do. And my life has been kind of centered around her. And so raising her into the young lady, and I love seeing who she's becoming. And so seeing who she is becoming, it's always that you want your child to do better than you. And I feel like if I was raising me at her age, I don't know how my mama did it. And so seeing where she is at her age, I'm like, thank you, Jesus, because I don't know if I would be able to do what some of these parents have had to do.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this because when I taught last time I taught, she was helping me, and we were playing Kingdom Hangman, and she knew exactly what my vision was for the lesson that day. And she actually blessed me with her presence. So you got a real one there, Carrie. You got a real one. All right, Patrice.
Yes, I want to talk about, let me see, my proudest moment. And to piggyback on Carrie, as a mom, I can understand exactly what you're saying. Not just being a mom, but, like I shared earlier, I came to a point where, my first marriage was not working. And my fear was my children. Didn't want my children to see a toxic relationship. And so I had to put myself first and my kids first. But boy, was I afraid. That was the scariest thing, that I had to step out on faith that, God got me. I'm going to move forward. I'm scared, but I know God got me. I'm going to pull my kids up. I remember when I had to move out from my 2-story beautiful home with a large backyard, but I was willing to walk away with nothing, only my children. And in doing that, I'm gonna get emotional. But in doing that, that was scary for me. And I wasn't sure that, everything was gonna be okay, but I trusted God. And in that, as time went on, their dad was killed. And but I knew he loved his kids. He just didn't know how to love me. And with that, it became such a bigger goal for me to make sure that the kids graduated, because now I'm by myself essentially until I met my lovely husband that I love, Willie. But for me, that was
Lovely.
still my handsome husband. That was still my goal. My goal is, okay, I have to get my kids over this threshold, and that was them graduating. And at this point, I have 3 children, 2 of which who have graduated, and the other one is graduating in December, college. And so that was a heavy weight for me, but it feels like, as far as my accomplishments as a mother and doing it on my own and by myself, at that first part, the first leg of the race, as they say, that was important for me. And so the accomplishment, we've moved forward. We've gone through a lot of things. We've gone through death. We've gone through change. We've gone through a second marriage, and we've gone through blending families. And so everybody's functional. Everybody's okay. Everybody has made it in as far as they finished high school, they're finishing college. And so to me, that's a great accomplishment, um in my eyes, that what, I trusted God, and God got us through.
Perfectly put. Perfectly put.
Amen.
Nicole.
Yes. I would say my biggest accomplishment is kind of yet to come, because one of the things I want to do is that we talked about, you mentioned the podcast earlier, coming very soon, is I want to help female high school athletes understand and get an opportunity, create a platform for them to be able to introduce themselves and their skill set to college coaches, so they could get an opportunity that may not have been there, or understand how important it is to select the right college so you can, fulfill your dream is playing your sport as well as getting your education. So I think my biggest accomplishment is yet to come.
That's out of the last 4 years of doing this, Patrice, I don't recall anyone ever saying that. And
First
not
one.
Huh?
The first one.
Yeah, and not to say that that's a bad thing. I mean, of course it's not. All what that tells me is that you are a woman who has lofty goals and lofty dreams, and you realize that the best of you is still yet to come. That's what I get from that. Okay. I think we have one more question, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Believe it or not, time flies when you're having fun. The final, it's not really a question. It's more or less words of power. And we all need a pick me up from time to time. Carrie, if you can, or I know you can, if you will, please share a powerful word or word of affirmation that has helped you through the tough times and will inspire others.
Okay, sir. My unmute didn't want to unmute. So I'm gonna. It's something that I have been trying to live by now. I'll just be honest. Give kind of a little backstory. I lived in a dark place for about 7 years. I told you that I lost what was the love of my life, and so I remind myself all the time to shine bright like the diamond that you are. We often live in the shadows of just other people, our situations. Like I think someone said, we always feel like we're being judged. Shine bright, live, laugh, and truly love yourself. It's a struggle to love yourself daily, and I'm not gonna say that every day I just wake up loving myself. But when I find myself not loving myself, I tell myself, God loves you. Why don't you? So I'm big on living, and I know, like again, it's the sound in everybody's house. But live, laugh, and truly love yourself. I don't like now. It wasn't me before, but when I walk in a room, I shine bright. I command rooms. I've been told my aura is great. So um, it's not just me seeing it now. I'm literally living in my truth, in my brightness. I feel like I'm just all blinged out. So I tell people, just shine bright. You be the you that you are. When you love you, everybody else will too, and you'll see it.
Bling bling.
I love that. If you love you, everybody else will too.
And
Yes.
just to piggyback on that, loving you or being pro yourself doesn't mean you're anti anybody else. Does that make sense?
Right.
Absolutely. I think
So,
that when it's people think that when you love you, that's you being selfish. No, I'm selfless. It's called self-care. I'm
mhm,
taking care of me because if I don't take care of me, how do I take care of anybody else?
exactly.
I can't pour. I tell you all the time, you can't pour from an empty cup. We tend to pour into people, but we never fill ourselves back up. So fill yourself up so you can pour into somebody else. I could do these all day, okay?
I know. And we're going to talk
Oxygen
about that
mask
at some
goes
point.
on you first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You read my mind, wife. I
What
was
you
just
say?
gonna say that. She said when it's like when you're on an airplane and the stewardess tells you to put yours on first and then help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can help anybody else, by helping yourself first.
Absolutely. Pour into you, whatever it is. If it's like I say, go get your feet done, go get your hair done. Go smile, go laugh, go see a comedy show, but pour into you. And sometimes for me, a lot of times for me, it's just reading the word. Like I gotta pour into my spirit. If I pour into my spirit, I got a lot to pour back out. Because once that picture is empty, I ain't got nothing else to give.
Yep,
So I got
you're
to
right.
keep replenishing.
100%. Nicole, let's come with some wise words before we jump up out of here that pick me up from time to time that you need one powerful word affirmation that has helped you through the tough times and can inspire others.
So every day, before I leave home to after everything is done, hair is done, makeup's done, we ready to step out the door. The first thing I say to myself is, God loves you unconditionally. Accept it. Number two, the second thing I say to myself is, you're confident. The third thing I say to myself is, you're wise. Use your wisdom. Use your voice. You got this. And the fourth thing I say to myself is, always respect others. Other people are smart too. So make sure you always respect others. But the number one thing is, God loves me unconditionally. I accept that. Number two, I'm confident. Number three, I have wisdom. Number four, respect others. Let's go.
Nicole out here dropping dimes like Kevin Johnson did for the Phoenix Suns back in the
Hey,
day.
You know
yes.
what's really funny that you mentioned him? So not for nothing. Like most people don't even know who Kevin Johnson is, but I had the biggest crush. I had the biggest crush on Kevin Johnson. I did. He was a point guard for Phoenix Suns. But baby, I had the biggest crush on him.
Not
Yeah.
that was your crush. Oh,
Hey.
University of California at Berkeley, and he was the mayor of Sacramento, California at one point.
Yes, he was.
That's right. All right, Patrice.
words of power.
Yes.
Everyone has a story. Don't be afraid to tell yours. At one point, things that happen in life, it's only for a moment, but then you get over it. And you don't allow anyone to make you feel ashamed or hide it. Tell your story, because your story may empower somebody else. It may encourage someone else. It may lift someone else. It may even cause someone to not hurt themselves because you're telling your story. So share your story and share it boldly, because God got you through it.
Amen.
Amen. And let me oops. What's going on here? All right, let me say this. Let me round it off by saying this, and then I'm gonna let you guys shamelessly plug yourself. One of the things that we always do every morning before we leave is look in the mirror. Let us get in our mind, our hearts, and our spirit this simple phrase. When you look in the mirror, you are looking at the greatest person that you will ever come across. When you look in the mirror, the person that you're staring at is the best person that you're ever going to meet, ever. So say that to yourself. It's just like the promo that went out before the show. Mary J. Blige, Good Morning Gorgeous. Everybody can say, and you can be a dude and be gorgeous too. I'm gorgeous. Look at me, man. I'm gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous. Or then when you get home, do the same thing. Good evening, gorgeous. And now guess what you've done? You've wrapped your day around a positive affirmation before you leave, and then another positive affirmation when you get home. Okay. Shamelessly plug yourself. Carrie Randall, what you got going on? Side business, side hustle, events, whatever you have out there that you want to plug.
Okay, so let me start with if you didn't see, I am a licensed nail tech. I am a mobile nail tech in the DFW area. It's what I do. It's what I love. It's not who I am. It's not my career, but it is my side hustle and I love it. I am also starting a nonprofit for young women, so it's on the rise. I am an empowerment coach. I help businesses build. I've been doing it for years, and I am a grant writer. So if you need me, come for me.
Yeah.
You said shamelessly plug, so hey, I'm putting it all out there. Oh, and from one more, it's not me, but it is my baby. She has what is called Cozy Sweets. She is a baker and she makes phenomenal treats.
Okay, see, I wish I'd have known that beforehand because we could have got some samples.
And so I will tell her so that she will be teaching with you the next time. She will bring you some. I'm always taking them to work. So yes.
Okay, so any lady out there that wants to get their nails done, how do they contact you?
So I don't give out my number, but they can go to my Instagram, Miss Carrie.
That works. That works.
MIZCARRIEBABY. It's on my Instagram. Yes, there are pics out there. I will add more because I just shamelessly plugged. But and my Instagram page is coming soon. So.
And that's Miss Carrie, baby, because it ain't low.
Absolutely. And you could literally reach out to me on there or through my Facebook Messenger, which is my name that's on here, Carrie Randall. Message me. Again, I do a lot of work. I've done it with a lot of different agencies. I just kind of pulled back. Again, life happened. So when I went through I went through a 7-year depression, and it was real. So I had to stop, drop, and roll. But now that I'm back.
We
back
love it.
and better than ever. I think
And
Nicole
you
went.
are shining bright like a diamond.
I do what I can.
Nicole went ghost on us. I guess that's her shameless plug that she knows how to disappear and reappear right in front of our eyes. All right, but until she comes back, Patrice, go ahead and plug yourself.
I am Patrice Ep.2. I am an educator. I am a life coach. You can find me on all social media platforms at
You
don'tjump.net.
said some modern day technology is kicking my tail feathers today. So, so
Wait 1 second, Nicole. Go ahead, finish up, Patrice.
Where you can find me at Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions, that I am partnering with my husband, Willie Epstein Jr. And so if you need anything, or if you need a lifeline, or if you need someone to talk to, give us a call.
Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call. Oh, okay, my bad. Nicole,
I would say if you use any more of that song, you're gonna have to pay them.
you're right.
Click the button, Willie.
Just,
Right.
just so
Okay.
you, just so you know. Uh, Shamelessly plug. So I have a business that we're coming, getting ready to be a podcast called Her Name Is. It is for female high school athletes. I officiate volleyball and basketball. One of the things I've been seeing is kids that I feel like should have gotten a college scholarship. And I'm seeing them going, "Hey, Miss Rep, I graduated." I'm like, "But why are you sitting here?"
Mm,
So I want to try to help them get the opportunity and understand how important the opportunities that they are getting are given, how they should use it, and how valuable it is. Excuse me, to have that opportunity, as well as many of them that may not be getting opportunities. We want to help them get out there and create a platform where they can introduce themselves, where they can pub themselves, to let coaches know where they are, where they exist. Also, we're going to have a segment on there called Let's Go. Let's Go is going to be the competitive matchups of the sports that highlighted for the week, so these coaches know where to go. Start looking at these kids, doing a scouting report on them, so they can get an idea of the talent that's out there. So look for it very soon. It's going to be called Her Name Is, for female high school athletes. You have a female high school athlete that you feel is not getting the opportunity, or getting that opportunity. We're not going to just keep it to the ones that are getting the opportunities, but we want to get that one that's supporting cast, that girl that's snatching down rebounds, but she's not getting the looks that you think she should get. We want to give every female an opportunity to get out there and get a scholarship.
and that will be coming to the Shake Back Media Group really, really soon. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be dope. It's going to be so much fun. And we're going to help people change their life all at the same time. And for me, I'm just going to play this because it's part of the billing. I mean, there's nothing like paying yourself. So I'm going to shamelessly plug my wife and I with this right here.
Are you feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of your next step in life? It's time to take charge with Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions. I'm Patrice Epstein, and alongside Willie, we're certified life coaches here to guide you through life's toughest challenges.
Whether it's mental health, relationships, or shifts in mindset, we'll help you discover your purpose and move forward with confidence.
Life doesn't have to hold you back. Take the leap with Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions.
Schedule your free consultation today by calling 469-358-5241. And that, of course, is our practice. I had the banner going across the screen a little while ago. The first 10 people that sign up through don'tjump.net, or you can book a call through our booking link that's on our Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions Instagram page, and we will get you squared away. All right, I want to give you ladies one of these because it's so deserved. And I want to say on behalf of Patrice and Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions, the Don't Jump Life Coaching podcast, as well as the Shake Back Media Group, thank you for your hearts and your willingness to do this. With that being said, I think it's time to go. Anybody got any final, or let's just go around the room. Patrice, any final thoughts?
I think the ladies were phenomenal, and thank you for sharing your stories.
Nicole?
Thank you for creating a platform where people can come on, and thank you for celebrating the women. It is not done enough, but this is a great start, and thank you so much for doing it.
Carrie.
I just want to say thank you guys for the invite. This is my first podcast, so I am excited. I feel all empowered. I got to go out here and do more, so I love it.
And for me, the ladies always bless me when you guys come on. I said before, this is the 4th year. One of these days we're gonna be in front of thousands of people at AT&T Stadium or wherever. So we thank you guys for checking us out, man. For Patrice, for Nicole, for Carrie. This is Willie. Y'all stay safe. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. I promise it's gonna be all right. Y'all take care of each other, and we'll holler at y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.